Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Miss Coffee here, and today we're doing a whipping chat. WHIP stands for work in progress. So get out whatever that is for you. Work along with me as I tell you some stories from the coffee house shenanigans. Now I hope everyone is having a wonderful week, or a beginning of their week. I hope you had a great weekend. We had a pretty good weekend here at the coffee house. We go talk about it a little bit. We gonna talk about it. So how is everybody doing today? I hope you're doing well. First things first, I'm working on my Crystal Canvas Art Designs kit, which is called Lunar Fox, over at Crystal Canvas Art Designs. They have full crystal rhinestone kits, and right now I believe they're still having their sale for the buy two get unlimited $10 canvases, and the code is buy two get 10, and you can buy unlimited $10 sale canvases for $10. And I'm sorry, look, listen, $10 kits, $10 full rhinestone kits. We're here for it. So I'm working on my Lunar Fox, and it's going quite well. We did a stream over on Twitch on Saturday. Was it Saturday? I think it was Saturday, where I got to work on it a little bit more because I've been just so freaking like obsessed with this kit. One, it's a round, which is something I really wanted to work on, and two, I really am enjoying it. I haven't done a full rhinestone kit since when I first started my channel, like so many years ago. So I was super excited to work on this kit, and it gives me a break from DACs, because where I do love my DACs, it's nice to work on other canvases. Like, we all have our favorites, and that is a daisy. We all have our favorites and what kits we like to work on. And mine's, of course, like most, are like Diamond Art Clubs and stuff. And so I typically work on Diamond Art Clubs, but it's nice to take a break from them every once in a while and work on other kits to see what the quality is like and stuff. So it's super nice. So far, I haven't had any issues with this kit at all. The drills have been fantastic. Of course, I've had a couple of trash drills here and there, but that's to be expected with any and all kits, that you're going to get a little bit of trash. And it's not even really enough to like have like a boat out just yet. So I think I got like 3 diamonds that weren't the best. And I got a good 25% of this done, if not a little bit more. And we were able to finish 2 sections over on Twitch on Saturday. So that was nice. So what has been going on? One, also, thank you to everyone who showed up to the pop-up live that happened last week. Now, let's talk about that real quick, because I want to debunk a few things that were said and, you know, whatever. One, am I coming back to YouTube? One, I never really left YouTube. I'm still here. Hello? I still make videos here. As for the live streams, am I coming back to Friday nights? No. Unfortunately, I'm not. Mentally, I was ready to be done with Friday Night Lives for a number of reasons that I won't go into today. But mentally, I was ready to be done with Friday Night Lives 2 years ago. And when I found Twitch and the fact that it's a little bit more interactive and I can give my audience a lot more of myself instead of just like the basic, you know, here, let me set up this camera and blah, blah, blah. I opted for that, and I haven't looked back. I've been enjoying myself. I've been enjoying the fact that we don't just diamond paint over there, because we are multi-craftual people, and I myself am multi-craftual. Instead of making people on the channel here endure me doing art or anything else of the sort, and me wanting to do what I want to do without having to hear people complain about it, it was the right choice for me to make for myself. So I won't be coming back to Friday Night Lives. Plus, I kind of gave that time slot to T-Maw. So if you know T-Maw from DP with Sparklers, she goes live now at that time slot. And there's a unspoken whatever on YouTube about time slots and live streams and whatever. So I kind of passed the torch on to DP with Sparklers. And so T-Maw now goes live at my 9 o'clock spot here on YouTube. And I'm usually already live for like an hour over on Twitch. So, no, I won't be coming back to Friday night live streaming. So what happened last week was I wasn't feeling the best, and I really didn't feel like sitting down. Now, if you are not a content creator, taking and making these videos takes a lot out of you. Setting up and making sure your camera's okay, making sure like you have all the views and stuff, making sure, like for me, it's making sure my nails are on, which as you can tell today, they're not. And you'll find out here why in a little bit. But it takes a lot, and sometimes I really just don't feel like it. I don't feel like doing it. And it's not that I don't feel like doing the whipping chat, I don't feel like doing anything. And because I've been doing live streaming so much over on Twitch, I stream over there 4 days a week now. But because I stream over there so often, I now prefer doing live streams, but only if I have like my setup where I have like my PNG tuber, which is a little character that talks for me. Well, it moves around as I talk. My PNG tuber, my music, the music really helps me relax when I'm streaming so that I can stream for a longer period of time and it's not just me sitting in silence. And, you know, just the interactions of like the sound alerts that the folks over there can make and everything else. It was just literally, it was just a better fit for me. So it was weird for me to see so many people say about how much they miss me and everything else. And I'm like, I didn't die. I didn't disappear. I still like put videos up over here. It's just that I'm not live streaming over here. And I was only live streaming 1 day a week, so I didn't understand it. But last week, I wasn't feeling up to the task of recording. So I was like, you know what? Let's scare the crap out of everyone. And you guys know I'm so spontaneous and sporadic. So it was just right up my alley to just do a pop-up live like that. And so many people, it was so good to see so many familiar faces that I haven't seen since I made the switch over. Because not everybody does Twitch, and it's understandable. Not everybody does Twitch. They don't like the bells and whistles. And, you know, that's fine. I understand. And so it was nice to see a few faces that I hadn't seen in a while. And people popping in to say hi. We also did get word that one of our fellow coffee beans, Velda, had passed away. So, you know, thoughts and prayers to their family, and hopefully they find peace. So it was nice to come back for a little bit. It was a nice little, you know, pop-up thing. It wasn't super huge. It wasn't like a Friday Night Live, but we still had a good crowd come out to say hi, and I appreciate everybody that came out to say hi. It was funny because like I have a separate chat for my moderators over on Twitch, and one of the mods, Katie, was like, are we going live on YouTube? What is happening? Because I don't typically tell them anything. And so like they just kind of find out when the alerts go up, and the alert went up for me going live, and they were just kind of like, wait, are we going to live over on YouTube? Wait, what? So it was a surprise to everyone. I surprised myself because I didn't even think I was going to do it. I thought, you know, because I have this feeling every once in a while where I just don't feel like recording a video. And so I'm like, it would just be nicer if I could just go live. So I think I've decided on those days that I don't feel like doing it, or if I, you know, maybe put up a poll and ask you guys, what would you like this week? Would you like a live stream, or would you like a live stream, or would you like a whip and chat? I think, you know, we can do this every once in a while where I can go live in the afternoon here on YouTube. I mean, I do it on Twitch all the time anyways. So, like, I was wondering what you guys thought about that. What if we went live here every once in a while on Tuesdays, or if I put up a poll and I'm like, hey, would you guys prefer a whip and chat this week or a live stream this week? That way you guys are a little bit more informed and it's not such a surprise. But I'm pretty sure I surprised a lot of people. I surprised myself, like I said. So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and I appreciate everybody that came out. So what's been going on? Like, we talked a little bit over in the live stream, but I don't get to tell as many stories in the live stream because I'm more so interested in what you guys have going on. You guys hear about me and my family all the time. So when I do live streams, it puts me in a space where I don't necessarily have to tell stories straight for an hour. I can hear about what you have going on or what you've been up to, and it's really nice to be able to get, like, the banter back and forth, because then it's not just me and all about me and blah, blah, blah. Like, I hear enough of myself talk. It's nice to be able to, like, you know, see what you guys are doing. So, since you guys, since the last video I made, The kids had dentist appointments. The dentist appointments went okay. Orion did great, and if you were in the live stream, you would have heard me say that Maggie does have to have oral surgery. Now, this oral surgery is to have a couple of things done. One, she has a tooth coming in weird, and so they have to go in and surgically fix that so that it comes in properly. And two, she has 2 teeth that need to be possibly pulled. We're not sure just yet, so the dentist is actually going to had us call an orthodontist because Maggie's going to need braces. So I have a condition where when I was little, which I had a retainer, I didn't have braces. When I was little, my teeth were too big for my mouth, so like my overbite, of course, would stick out. And I was supposed to get braces, but I never did. I got a retainer, and I think I only had it for like 6 months before it broke. So with the kids, like Minna had the same procedure done where she had to have like her braces put on. Minna wore braces for like 2 years, and she's been out of braces now for about 2 years. So Maggie is now going to need braces, and she's both excited and scared at the same time. I remember when Minna had her braces, and Maggie would always tell her how cute she looked with her braces. And I always thought Maggie was just doing it because, maybe Minna said something about being self-conscious about her braces. I don't think really Minna cared too much about her braces. Minna's not a very vain person. Not always. She's still a teenager, so she has like that little bit of vanity. But for the most part, she's not a really like vain person. So like I don't think it bothered her too much that she had braces. Except for when she was like eating something and then she'd be like, this hurts or whatever. Did you wear braces as a child? That's the first question of the video. There's going to be a lot of questions, by the way, because we're going to talk about all kinds of things. So, yeah. So, she's going to end up having to get braces put on, but they need to figure out whether or not the teeth that are going bad, because they're baby teeth, they're going bad from the inside. So there's nothing that Maggie can do to fix that. Like, there's nothing she could have done to prevent it or fix it. So because of that, we need to decide on whether or not these 2 teeth need to be pulled or if they need to be left in and fall out on their own because, again, they are baby teeth. She has quite a few baby teeth left, which is shocking for somebody that's 11 years old. So she's either going to be like a hobo this year and lose almost all of her teeth. I think she still has like 8 or 9 baby teeth still at like 11 years old. Now Ryan's 12 and he has like no baby teeth. Like he's got his adult teeth, and we're telling him, this is the time you're going to want to take care of them. You're going to want to brush them every day. You're going to want to make sure you're flossing. And we got them some of those floss picks. And so showing them how to use those correctly and everything else. Yeah, so that's one of the things that's happened since the last time I actually got to do a video. Other than that, we've been good. We've been, just doing normal, typical things. And I decided, what is everybody's temperature like where you're at? We've been in a frost warning. We had a frost warning last week. And this week, we're out of the frost warning, I believe. But our temperatures are not getting any higher than 60 degrees. So we've been in we were in a frost warning Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday, we came out of our frost warning, and it was like 71 degrees. It was absolutely gorgeous outside yesterday. And then today, I think the high is supposed to be like 63, which is today's Monday. And then tomorrow's high is supposed to be like 61. So I was just like, oh, okay. So we have been prepping for the kids to get ready for winter temperatures, which means boots. They don't necessarily need snow pants anymore because for the majority of the day, the kids are in the building. Now, Orion is the only one that really leaves the building. Like, Maggie and them have recess, but if it's cold, rainy, or anything of the sort, they just, have time in their classroom where they do, like, whatever. And so, I'm not too worried about getting, like full snowsuits like last year, because last year, they essentially forced your child to go outside in the winter when it was, like, -10 or higher, I think it was. So anything -10 or higher, your child had to go outside. So you had to send them to school with certain things or they couldn't go outside. And so I would purposely leave things at home so she didn't have to go outside because I felt it was too cold for her to be outside. Because if I don't want to be outside, and I don't mean like just me being lazy, I mean like if it's literally uncomfortable for me to be outside, I don't feel that my child should be outside, and I don't feel like a school should be telling my child that they have to go outside even when it's cold out. So, I would purposely like forget her hat or like her gloves. Even though the one year I tried to give her gloves and got hit by that car. Don't worry, I'm fine. But yeah, so we're getting ready and bunkering down for winter, and I go to ask the kids, you're like, you know, hey, let's see what kind of pants you guys got for winter, because I knew they were going to need new pants because they do every year. And Orion is growing like a freaking weed. He was a 10-12 last year. And right now, both kids are refusing to wear jeans. They don't like jeans. I don't know why. I didn't influence this. They just decided at the same time that they were not going to wear jeans anymore. And I'm like, I'm not even mad about it because I don't know about anybody else, but I hate wearing jeans when it's cold outside. Like, it's the most uncomfortable thing. And even thinking about it makes my skin crawl. I can't do it. So they don't want to wear... Sorry, that line of drills just went everywhere. They don't want to wear jeans. And I'm like, I'm not mad about it. So I was like, you know, let's see because I needed to know what kind of sweatpants I needed to get. So Orion goes up to try on his pants. He looks like he's wearing Maggie's pants. I had to check because there has been a time where he's come downstairs with his pants so tight I can see his heartbeat. And I'm like, sir, why are your pants so tight? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, okay. And then I just happened to notice there was like a little flower on his thigh, and I was like, wait, are those Maggie's pants? Y'all, these kids be so like half out of it when they wake up in the morning. This dude done put on a pair of Maggie pants, didn't even realize it, and take it. Maggie was in a 7-8 and he was in a 10-12. And he puts these pants on so tight that he's turning blue because it's just sucking all the oxygen from his brain. And he's just like, what? What do you mean, what? You have on your sister's pants, sir? And Maggie's mad because now she has, like, boy cooties in her pants. And she's like, ew, don't put on my pants. And I'm like, ma'am, stop it. Because you wear his clothes all the time. She goes, but they're comfy. Sure. So, like, I needed to check out the pants situation. And they both looked at me and take it. This was, like, early, like, Sunday-ish. I was good enough to get it early. So it was like Sunday-ish, and they were like, you know, I don't have any pants. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't have pants? Like, who doesn't have pants? And they're like, I don't. So we just went through their rooms and took out all of the clothes that don't fit. That was included in Maggie's birthday present, which was cleaning out her room of all the stuff that she doesn't need. Now, what I did was, which I thought was a genius idea, I took all that stuff out of Maggie's room. So it was literally like I took and put all her toys and clothes in the center of her room and threw out all the trash that was in there. And then I separated her stuffed animals from her toys and everything else. And then stuff that was broken, stuff that was missing pieces, stuff that just was not cutting it anymore, I threw it out. But I didn't throw it out immediately. I didn't throw it out immediately. So I got a contractor bag, which is just a giant sturdier trash bag, and I put all the stuff in the contractor bag. I then put the contractor bag in the garage, and there it still sits. So what I figure is I'm gonna leave it there for a month, which I probably don't have to do that, but I'm also lazy, so it'll sit there until I throw it away. And I'm gonna leave it there for about a month, and I'm going to see if there's anything I threw out that she might need. Because sometimes when you go on these little frenzies cleaning your child's room, you throw out stuff that they start to then look for, and you don't realize that they actually play with it or whatever. So I put all the stuff that I took out of her room in the garage in the contractor bags. And that way, if she does miss something and I did happen to throw it away, she'll be able to tell me and it'll still be in the garage and it's not like thrown in the trash yet. So I'm sitting there and she's like, yeah, no, I don't have any pants. All I have is tights. And I'm like, where's your sweatpants from last year? Y'all, she put on these sweatpants from last year. Those things were so goddamn high water. I thought they were capris. And if you don't know what capris are, they're They're pants that go to like pretty much right below your knees. And they're called capris. Well, at least they're called capris here in the U.S. I don't know what they call them anywhere else. So she had a bunch of those, and I was like, okay, well, that's not going to cut it. And she's like, yeah, I don't have any pants besides this. And all of her sweatpants looked like capris. So I was like, well, god dang it. And then Orion was like, yeah, no, I don't have any pants. And I was like, oh, okay. And I'm thinking, okay, we have a frost warning coming, so I need to order them pants. So I went over to JCPenney's website, and I ordered them some clothes. And they were like, you know, they should have been, they were here Friday, I believe it was. Thursday. They got here Thursday. Because Friday is when the frost warning essentially started. And so they had them in time for the frost warning, so they didn't have to go to school in shorts and tights. Which, again, it wouldn't have mattered too much because of the fact that they both are inside the building most of the day. They're not in elementary school anymore, so they don't go outside as much. So, yeah. Let's get another color out here. So we had to buy them some like emergency pants so that they weren't freezing to death. And we had a frost warning pretty much for the entire weekend. It was frigidly cold here. And like I'm looking at everybody else talking about how hot it is, and the one lady was like, "Oh my god, it's 85 degrees," and I'm like, why not me? Why do y'all get the best weather? Why not me? So that was fun, which also ensured that we didn't really do a whole lot. I couldn't even get Maggie to go outside. It was so cold. And so I was like, well, I guess we're doing stuff on the inside. So we ended up playing like a couple of rounds of Zombie Kitten because it's the holidays, you know, Zombie Kitten. Which is like Exploding Kittens, but like the zombie version. It's like the Halloween edition. And so then after we finished playing that, me and Mr. Coffee kind of sat and we were talking. Do you do meal prep for the holidays? And if you do, how early do you do it? So, and feel free to stop the video at any time and answer these questions. You can leave multiple comments. I'm not, you know, finicky about that. Feel free to leave as many comments as you want. So me and Mr. Coffee were talking about what we wanted to have for Halloween. What we wanted to have for Halloween. We pretty much get food out of the house because we're out of the house. So, and yes, we do celebrate Halloween where the kids get to go out and, dress up, you know, do their thing. So I was like, you know, what are we going to do for like Thanksgiving dinner? What are we doing for Christmas dinner? Just kind of getting an idea so that we can slowly start buying the groceries and storing them to get ready for the holidays. And so Mr. Coffee has decided that for this year, we want to start making like our own like little family traditions. Now take it, we've been a family for freaking 14 years. We've been a family for 14 years. And we're just now talking about, let's start making some traditions. Look, listen, it's never too late. It's never too late. So I was like, all right. So we decided that we're going to do, well, of course, we're going to do turkey for Thanksgiving, but we want to do just ham for Christmas because, you know, we just had turkey for Thanksgiving. Why make yet another turkey that's going to sit in our fridge for 4 days and people pick the crap out of it and still have to waste a good bit of it? So we decided that we're not going to do turkey for, like, if there was more people, then maybe. But it's just the 4 of us. We don't live close to family. We're not close to family enough to go visit family for the holidays. Well, if we were in Pennsylvania, Mr. Coffee's mom would probably come visit, but she was in Ohio. So, like, they're not close enough for, like, a family visit for the holidays. And it's okay. We're okay with that. You know, that was our decision. And my family's down south, and there's no way in hell I'm going down south. So, like, the kids don't have off school that long. Like, they have winter break coming up here, I think, next week? I think it's next week. They have winter break coming up, and so like they're out for winter break for like a weekend. They get a 4-day weekend, but other than that, like, it's nothing spectacular. So we are just like planning out meals and everything like that. And Orion is getting old enough now that I hated saying it to him because the kids were of course listening and kind of, you know, chiming in with what they would like to have for dinner for the holidays, and why shouldn't they? They're going to be here. So we try to like include them. And so Ryan was like, you know, I want this and I don't want that. And I'm like, sir, y'all barely eat anything as is. And now, okay. So they're kind of chiming in with stuff that they want. And of course, Orion wants baked mac and cheese. And I hit him with the, you know what? When I was your age, and then I heard my dad's voice in my head, and I was like, God dang it. God dang it. So I am slowly turning into my parents. I'm okay with it for some parts. Some parts I'm not okay with. But that part I'm like, all right, fine. You just kind of give up. You're like, fine, I'll deal with it. And I was like, when I was your age, I was helping my mom cook Thanksgiving dinner. And so we've decided that this year the entire family is helping. And I'm not talking about making gingerbread houses and doing cute like Halloween stuff like coloring cookies and stuff. No, everybody's chipping in for like Thanksgiving. Like everybody will be making something. So I told Orion, because his favorite thing in the world for me to make is baked mac and cheese. I'm Southern, so I make like really good baked mac and cheese, family stuff, you know, the works. And so I was like, you know what? This year, you're going to learn how to make baked mac and cheese. And he's like, for real? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I'm excited. I'm like, I'm glad you're excited. I'm not excited, but I'm glad you're excited. I'm not excited because just this past weekend, Maggie decided she wanted to help make dinner. And I was like, you know what? Every once in a while, Maggie will get this thing where she'll want to help. And like 10 minutes into cooking, she'll be like, this is boring. And then she'll just walk away. And I'm like, ma'am, when you're cooking for yourself, you can't just bounce. You can't just be like, oh, this is boring. I don't want to do this anymore. So I'm like, ma'am, get back here. What are you doing? Oh, I put that on the wrong symbol. Luckily, it's a bright enough color that I can see it. Let me get these off here real quick. Sorry, I gotta turn the stereo down so I can see better. Okay, we got one here. I pulled it out with the correct symbol in mind and then put it on the wrong symbol. This is what happens when you talk and try to diamond paint at the same time. Hold on. Open my little bag here. And now these drills will never be the same. Like, these drills will forever be sticky. It will make every drill in the bag sticky, and now everything's just going to feel weird. Okay, I don't have to put that one away. Everything's just going to feel sticky in this bag now. All right, there we go. It was just a couple of them, but still. Let's see. Letter N is 17. There we go. It's still like the same color, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, so Maggie decides that she's going to help cook this weekend. And I was making ham, green beans, and potatoes. And I was boiling eggs for something. I think I was making deviled eggs or something because Mr. Coffee had heard me talk about it on the stream on Twitch. And then he's like, could we make a couple of deviled eggs? And I was like, just a couple. Now, Mr. Coffee, I don't know about anybody else's spouse. Mr. Coffee will literally eat himself into a coma when he's eating things. And he doesn't like to waste food. So if that means eating until it hurts, he will literally eat until it hurts, okay? So I have to make sure that I'm very careful when I cook things so I don't cook or overcook too much because he will try to eat all of it. So I'm sitting there and Maggie asked, can she help cook? And I was like, yeah. Now, ham, green beans, and potatoes goes in the crock pot. It's literally ham, canned green beans, and little yellow potatoes. I use yellow potatoes because they're small and adorable, and you can chop them into quarters and throw them in the pot. And I put them in the Instapot for like an hour, and they were perfect. I left them whole, though. I left them whole when I put them in the Instapot, just so that, you know, they didn't get soggy. So ham, green beans, and potatoes, essentially, you just get like a little ham. You put it in there. I usually put mine in whole and then cut it later. I put a little whole ham in there, and then I surround it with like canned green beans. And I use canned because it has the juice from the beans and it's been marinating in there for however long. So I pour all that in there, and then a little bit of chicken broth to fill it up above like the potatoes and the green beans and everything else. And I kind of mix it up, add a little garlic powder, a little onion powder, a little salt and pepper, and I just put the lid on the Instapot for an hour. Perfect ham, green beans, and potatoes. Now, typically, your ham is going to have a little bit of salt in it, so you don't want to put too much salt in it, especially if you got to watch your blood pressure. So Recipes with Miss Coffee. So I made ham and greens and made beans and potatoes, and then I started making the deviled eggs, and Maggie comes over and she's like, can I help? And I'm like, sure. So I have her pull out the eggs, and I turned my back. I had this pot on the stove with the water in it. I turned my back for like, I don't know, not even 30 seconds, okay? And she goes, pot's on fire. Wait, what? Y'all, she put a napkin next to the stove, but it was a little too close to the stove, and it caught like fire to the edge of the napkin. And I was like, oh God. So, yeah, Maggie didn't learn how to cook that day. Maybe another day, and then immediately after the fire was put out, she's like, I'm bored. And then she just walks away. And I'm like, Mr. Coffee's sitting in the living room, okay? He's oblivious to all of this. The house could have burnt down and that man would have still sitting there. And he's like, everything okay? Yeah, just almost burnt the house down, but we're good. He doesn't even blink an eye. He's like, all right, sir. Now, oh boy, he got stuff going on at his job that's kind of irritating. So Mr. Coffee, as you guys know, when we bought the Jeep, so I have a 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited that I bought, that Mr. Coffee essentially got me for my birthday last year, right? He had just gotten a raise. We were actually going to get his car from the repair shop, and they had this brand new Jeep that came right off the truck, had 4 miles on it, just 4 miles on it. It now has 3,000, no, it has 4,000 miles on it now. And so Mr. Coffee got this car for me essentially for my birthday. So we traded in, if you remember, Mr. Coffee used to have a truck, like a Dodge 3500, and it was costing us more money than it was worth. And so I told him to get rid of it. Well, to get rid of it, he decided to get a new car, and he's like, I don't need a car. He goes, I drive a company vehicle. There's no reason for me to have a car. So he went ahead and traded in his Dodge 3500 to get me the Jeep. I was super excited. I got my new Jeep. I still don't know how to use half the stuff in the Jeep, but I love my Jeep, right? I had a Toyota beforehand. It was still a really, really good car. I had a Toyota Highlander, and it was a very reliable car. It never needed any major maintenance, and from what I hear, they last forever. So I'm really hoping that I can take good enough care of the Jeep that it doesn't need to go in for any kind of major repairs or anything of the sort. So Mr. Coffee gets me this car, and we didn't think anything of it. Now, I've had my Jeep now for almost 2 years. It has like 4,000 miles. I don't go anywhere, folks. When I tell y'all I don't leave this house, I don't. Why would I? My stuff is here. So, fast forward to Friday. So Friday, we go to pick up the kids, or I go to pick up the kids from school. And Mr. Coffee has moved apartments since he got his promotion. He's moved apartments, so he's no longer in the same building that he was in, but the kids have never been to the new building. So Maggie just happened to ask, Mom, can we go see Dad? And I'm like, well, Dad's at work. She goes, I know, but I've never been there. And I don't know what sparked this, but she all of a sudden wanted to go see her dad. And I was like, well, he's working, honey. Like, I don't really think that's a safe place for children. And she's like, well, I just want to go see where he works. Can we drive by? And I'm like, you don't understand. Now, Mr. Coffee's job is on the outskirts of town. Like, literally, you know how when you go into a town and it's like, welcome to our town. His job is past that sign in our town, okay? It's not that far, but it's far, okay? So I'm like, do we have to? Like, I'm not dressed in any kind of sort of manner. And so, like, I just look like a bum going to pick up my kids, because why not? And so I was like, Orion, why don't you text your dad and see if it's okay if you guys come up to visit? And Orion goes, okay. So he texts his dad and he's like, hey, can we come visit you at work? And Mr. Coffee's like, oh yeah, sure. I'm not doing nothing. Now, remember, Mr. Coffee also works in an office, so he's not supposed to be like doing anything like on the floor because, you know, he now has an office job. So he says yes. I was expecting him to say no, but I couldn't text him because I was driving. So I was like, oh, great. Yay, we're going to Daddy's job. That's what I want to do. So on our way there, Orion's telling me that, you know, they like to tell me what they have for lunch at school, which I don't know why that's the big thing. Like, if I asked them what they did at school that day, like any other child, they're like, I don't know. I don't remember. How do you not remember? You were just there for 8 hours. Okay, whatever. But they remember what they have for lunch, especially if it's something they like. And so apparently the school had added a new item to the menu this year, which is orange chicken. And my kids have had orange chicken before, but it was like homemade orange chicken. And my friend made it, but they were like babies, so they didn't have any of it. Well, I can't say they didn't have any. They've tasted it, and when they were littler, they didn't like it. So I never really try to make it at home anymore, because I did get the recipe from her to make it, because I love orange chicken. So I did get the recipe from my friend Heidi to make it. I just never made it. And so they had orange chicken that day, and Orion would not stop going on and on about this goddamn orange chicken. And I was like, all right, you know, now I want Chinese food because orange chicken. So I'm sitting there, and we drive to Mr. Coffee's job. We're not even halfway there, and Maggie's already in the car talking, I'm bored. You think this is an amusement park, ma'am? Like, does anybody else's child get in the car and directly right after you pull off from your location, they're like, I'm bored. Do I look like a circus monkey? Am I supposed to entertain you, ma'am? So I was like, you're in the car. I just got you out of school. Of course you're bored. And she's like, I want to go outside and play. I'm like, I thought you wanted to go see your dad. And she goes, I do. And so we drive to Mr. Coffee's job, and we get there, and he opens up the bay door for us. And typically, of course, it's an oil-filled place, so you're not supposed to have like your family there, but they can come by and visit every once in a while. They don't, you know, say anything too much to you. Well, he opens up the bay door, and the kids are excited because they get to see Daddy at work. They're expecting Daddy to be doing some cool shit, like breaking apart tools or swinging a hammer or whatever. And so like they're like, this is gonna be so cool. Dad does like the best job. Now, one, take it, they don't understand that their dad works at a desk. He doesn't do manual labor anymore. He hates it, by the way. He hates it because he's so used to doing manual labor that now that he doesn't have to, now he finds reasons to do it because he feels lazy. Okay, so he's sitting there. He's sitting there, and he opens up the bay doors. The kids get out, and they're so excited. They're so excited to see their dad at work. They're so excited to see their dad in action. He opens the door, and there's this crane holding up this piece of machinery. And you just see the crane when you first open the door, and you're like, whoa, there's this big, cool crane. And then as you look down towards what the crane is holding, y'all, it was holding a lawnmower, like a riding lawnmower. And I was like, wait a minute, hold up. What the hell are y'all doing? So him and his co-workers, they like to cut the grass. I guess it's like a man thing at work. They like to cut the grass around their area of their job, because the high grass will bring snakes and stuff if they don't. So they got to make sure that the ground is taken care of, and they don't have a groundskeeper. So they'll just take turns doing it themselves, and they have a lawnmower and everything. Well, apparently something happened to the lawnmower, so they had to fix it. So we walk in, and there's these three burly oil-filled guys all hovered around this like little riding, like cheap-ass little riding lawnmower. And Maggie's like, wait, is that oil-filled stuff, Daddy? He's like, no, we're fixing the lawnmower. She goes, well, that's not gangsta. I was like, what? She's like, that's not gangsta. And I'm like, I don't know why you think your dad's doing gangsta stuff at work. He's just working. And she's like, well, I was expecting him to like have like a hammer. And he's like, I can go get a hammer. And so his boss comes up, and his boss is like, hi, you know, and he's introducing himself to the kids. And Orion's like, I'm Orion. The guy looks at Mr. Coffee. He goes, I didn't realize you had a grown-ass man at home. I was like, yeah, we do. He just became a grown man over the summer, because Orion's voice is changing. Orion has passed that squeaky puberty voice and is coming into his bass voice, like his bassy voice. And it's so weird. It's so weird. And So, like, every time somebody hears him talk, they're like, wow, is that a grown man? I'm like, no, that's my 12-year-old. Welcome to it. So, yeah, like, so I'm sitting there, and Maggie's just, she's flabbergasted at the fact that Daddy's not doing something super gangsta at work. And I get it, because she's expecting, like, oil-filled stuff to be happening, and he's fixing a freaking lawnmower. And she was just like, oh, what the hell? So his boss introduces himself, and the kids hadn't met Mr. Coffee's coworker, the other guy that works with them, and so they got to meet the other guy, and he was like, wow, your kids are really tall. And I'm like, this coming from you, who is also really tall. And I've met this coworker before. If you remember, a few months ago, probably last year, I want to say, something happened where I lost my keys, and Mr. Coffee and his coworker came home to help me find them. Luckily enough for me, that's when I met, like, this other coworker that he works with. And so I had already met him, so I was like, oh, hey, what's going on? I hadn't like face-to-face met his boss yet. So this was the first time I got to face-to-face meet his boss. And so that was nice. So I have like a name to put with the face whenever I get angry for him calling my husband out of the house at all hours of the night. So I'm sitting there, and we go sit in Mr. Coffee's office with, you know, his boss and the coworker, and we're all just kind of sitting there chit-chatting. And Maggie's like writing on the chalkboard. And she goes, what's his name again, Mommy? And I was like, Cameron. And she goes, oh, Cameron. And so she writes the boss's name on the board. And the boss is like, oh, that's pretty good. You actually can spell my name. And she's like, yeah, it's an easy name. Well, then she goes to write Cameron on the board, and she writes Cumron, Cumeron, Cumron. And of course, this sent the oil field guys howling, because where did the U come from? Where did the U come from? So they're howling at the fact that she done spelled this guy's name wrong. And then she starts going on about, like, you know, doing like random stuff, and she's making, and like they asked her what she wanted to be for Halloween, and she draws out this T-Rex. Now, for Halloween, Maggie has decided what she wants to be. She wants to be an inflatable goth dinosaur. And I'm like, what? If you have kids that are of age to go trick-or-treating, what do they want to go as this year? Have you asked them yet? Because trick-or-treating is coming soon. And so we were like, wait, what's a goth dinosaur? This girl drew Wednesday Addams as if she was a T-Rex. And she goes, this. I've never seen a T-Rex with bangs. Never seen a T-Rex part of the bang yang. So I'm not only terrified but intrigued by this. But she's been saying that, like, at first it was just she wanted to be an inflatable dinosaur. So I'm not sure what the goth Wednesday Addams T-Rex came in. And I'm like, I don't think they sell that at Walmart. Like, I'm not sure that's a costume that they sell at Walmart. You might want to recheck that. I could be wrong, but I don't remember ever seeing a goth dinosaur princess at Walmart as a costume. Like, I don't remember that being a thing. I don't think dinosaurs had bangs back in the day. And she's like, well, maybe we can make it a thing. And I'm like, okay. So she's drawing this on the whiteboard, and then she starts like running around doing something. And then one of his other coworkers comes in, and they bring dogs. Like, a lot of the oil field guys have truck dogs. Dogs that kind of live in the truck. They don't really live there, but essentially they're always in the truck when the guys are on the field or whatever. And because they travel around so much to keep track of the dog, they bring the dog with them. So somebody brought their dog in. She's running around with the dog. And his boss is saying about how cute she is. And I was like, oh, yes. Yes, yes. And then it dawned on me, because I said it out loud, and I never thought of it this way before. The kids, I tell you guys all the time that the kids got a perfect mixture of me and Mr. Coffee. And so certain attributes of each kid I can see myself or my husband in. Well, I realized on Friday what attributes the kids each have of Mr. Coffee's. So there's two sides to Mr. Coffee's brain, right? There's the feral side, which is where Maggie comes from. The feral side likes to set things on fire just to watch them burn, but is super cute and uses that cuteness to get away with murder. Okay? Then there's the sad, quiet, nerdy side. Why is it sad? I don't know. It just has like a very Ben Stein monotone tone to it. And that's Orion, because he's super monotone. Nothing really works him up, and he does wear his emotions on his sleeve a little bit. So that's that side of Mr. Coffee's brain. So it's like Maggie gets her feral charm from her dad. And yes, that is a new thing. Feel free to use that in the sentence this week. Feral charm. Like, I feel like I need to make a sticker of this. Now I gotta go make a sticker. Speaking of stickers, I updated my merch shop. So if you have ever wanted to check out my artwork that I do over on Twitch, I do put up replays on YouTube every once in a while of me doing art over on Twitch. If there's ever art that you would like, that you see as like release papers that you thought, you know, maybe you could get it as stickers or something, I do have a merch shop, which is always located in the description box of the video. And if it's not, I'll make sure I put it in there so that you guys can check out the merch shop. I was super proud to be able to do all the updating and stuff yesterday. So, because I had said about doing it, and I was like, yeah, I'm never going to do this. And I actually sat down yesterday, and I spent a good chunk of the day working on it. So I did get the shop updated for those who would like to support me in what my art journey. There is a merch shop over there with some really cute stickers. So hopefully you guys will check that out. So yeah. So the kids got to see where Daddy works, but then Mr. Coffee alerted me to something. And I love the fact that he waited until right as we were leaving his job to say something about it. So there was another coworker that I wanted to meet that I had been trying to meet for 5 years, but because Mr. Coffee doesn't work in the same building as the guy anymore, he was like, I don't know if the guy's even working. Well, he messaged the guy. The guy happened to be working, so I did get to meet the guy. The guy's name is Craig, and he's the one that turned Mr. Coffee on to the movie Friday, because his name is Craig. So like, if you know the movie Friday, if you know, you know. So I was like, I meet him and I'm like, what up, Craig? And he's like, I waited 5 years to hear that in person. I'm like, right? So as we were leaving, Mr. Coffee hits me with a bombshell. He goes, by the way, they're taking my work truck. And I was like, what? He's like, they're taking my work truck. And I'm like, what? Why? Now, they just had driving tests done for all the oil-filled guys, and you got a report card on how well you drive, which I do not doubt Mr. Coffee's driving skills, because literally if this man drove any slower, he'd be driving backwards. So he got a pretty good score on his little driving report card, but then to hear that they were taking his company car that he's had now for years, like at least 2 or 3 years he's had this company truck. They're taking it for whatever reason. And I'm like, well, what the hell does that mean? Like, what? Do we have to go buy a new car? Are they going to let you out of work every day to go pick up kids from school? Like, how is this going to work? Which I was kind of hoping for the latter, because, you know, if he could go pick the kids up, that means I would never have to leave this house. So I was like, please tell me he has to go pick up the kids. And he's like, I could just buy a car. They give us a car allowance. And I was like, damn it. And I was like, wait a minute, hold up. I'm not trying to put my name on another car. Look, listen. Don't want another car. We finally got a point. We have finally gotten to a point with our bills that we can actually have money left over. Like, not a lot, but we have enough to last us until the next paycheck. So that it's not literally living paycheck to paycheck as much as we used to. So I'm like sitting there sweating bullets, like, wait, now we gotta go get a car? Why are we getting a car? Like, I don't want to get another car. We have a car. We just bought a car. Why would I get another car? And I was like, wait, what was the place that you got the truck from? He tells me the name of it, and I was like, okay, we're not going there because they're shit. And he's like, yeah, I noticed. And I just been fussing because he was fixating on this vehicle that he wanted. And I told him that he wasn't getting it because I'm like, we're not putting another car payment into this house. Well, sure enough, so to come to find out that his job is getting rid of their company vehicles, and I'm like, you've got to be inching me. Like, seriously? So apparently we're going to be doing some car shopping. Not really, because he already kind of knows what he wants. But I'm mad as hell about it because that's yet another bill being added to our bills. We finally got to a spot now where we can pay all of our bills. And my money, even though I still will be contributing, my money won't go towards that. Because one, he'll get an allowance to get the car. The only thing, like, my money helps out with the house and stuff. And it doesn't have to anymore because since he got his raise, you know, he's making decent enough money that he can pay all the bills by himself. And I wasn't paying like a bunch of bills, like maybe one or two, but it was helpful. And I'll still keep paying those bills, which is how come we have money left over. So they let them know that within the next few weeks, they're going to start wanting to look for vehicles or whatever. They will get a vehicle allowance to buy new vehicles, but they will be taking the company vehicles away. And they'll have one for his job in case like somebody needs it to go on a run or something, so they don't have to use their personal vehicles. But they do want to take the vehicle, and I'm like, God dang it. So I wasn't very happy about it, but he's going to have a car allowance that is going to hopefully pay for the car note of the vehicle. Because if it's more than what they're paying for the car allowance, he's not getting it. So I'm not happy about that, but it is what it is. But other than that, we also have our 14th wedding anniversary coming up. Can you freaking believe it? 14 motherfucking years. That's a long time to be with somebody and look at somebody's face. So yeah, our 14th wedding anniversary is coming up on the 26th of this month. Spooky season seemed to be like a great time to get married. Like, that's the time to get married. So with that, I had forgotten. I thought it was still September, and one of my Twitch friends, hi Daisy, and say hi. I don't know what she's doing. One of my Twitch friends alerted me that it's October already, and she's like, hey, what spooky things have you been up to? Because I've been making like Halloween art and stuff like that. And she goes, what spooky things have you been up to? And I'm like, spooky things? I'm like, it's kind of early to get ready for Halloween, isn't it? She's like, it's October. And I'm like, oh snap. Oh God. And then I said something and she's like, yeah, because isn't it like your anniversary this month? Oh God, yes it is. Jesus. I done forgot all about my anniversary and everything, y'all. But I'm not a hard person to please. I ask for stupid little things. I just want sweatpants and a new wedding ring. So, as you guys know, I mean, if you don't know and you're new here, hi, I'm Miss Coffee. I randomly introduce myself in the middle of videos. I wear a silicone wedding ring. So, I have my silicone wedding ring there. And I've had this ring for, I want to say, 3 years. And I've had my silicone ring for 5. I've gone through like 3 silicone rings. I like the designs of them, so I would change them. Well, we're coming up on our 14th wedding anniversary, and I think it's about time that I get a new one. Now, these things are not super expensive, like, at all. And I told Mr. Coffee, I'm like, I would like a new wedding ring for our anniversary this year. And typically, I don't remember who said it. Somebody said it in I think my birthday video, where I was like, I just wanted a vacuum, and they're like, you asked for this weirdest thing. And I'm like, I do. No, what was it? I wanted an electric can opener. Just a heads up, I got that electric can opener. Just a heads up, I did get that electric can opener. So, I'm sitting there. I think that's a black drill. And it doesn't want, there it goes. Oh, which, by the way, speaking of that, I don't know why my brain just went here. There's going to be a small video about some new trays. We were talking about trays over on Twitch, and we went Twitch shopping, which happens often over there. And we went Twitch shopping, and I bought a couple of new trays. So there's going to be like, there might be a small video with the trays. I bought some from Firefly, and then I bought some from, I think it's Angela or Angie's Craft Creations over on Etsy. So I will have a video with those trays coming soon, probably this week, because they're due to come in today. So yeah, look out for that. I don't remember what I was saying before that. This happens often. But yeah, so for our wedding anniversary this year, I just asked for a new wedding band because the one I currently have on, I made the mistake and I didn't take it off whenever I would wash my hair. Now, I have very coarse, like 4 to 5C hair. It is very coarse, it is very thick, and it will cut things like silicone. And it has cut and tore up my ring, and I need a new ring. So I asked Mr. Coffee for a new ring. And I'm pretty sure he's going to get me one. I don't know. Mr. Coffee's weird. I could say get me a new ring, and then he'd come in here with a cow. Like, this is just how random he is. So I'm hoping to get a ring for our anniversary this year. I don't know if we're going to go try to do the whole, like, go out to dinner thing again. Just because the last one was so bad. I'm like, I kind of don't want to try again. So we'll figure that part out. We'll figure that part out. But for right now, it's just getting ready for the holiday. Ryan's getting to the point where he's too old for trick-or-treating, but he wants candy. So he's just like, well, I'm still going to go even if I don't dress up. And I'm like, I know exactly what you can dress up as, and it won't take hardly anything at all. I would just have to go buy you like a silk shirt or something. And he's like, a silk shirt? He starts piecing it together, and he's like, I don't want to be Bruno Mars. I'm like, will you please, for the love of all that is holy. I was able to get Minna to be Troy Polamalu one year because of her hair. For 1 year, she humored her mother and became Troy Polamalu. So I was like, and I'm not even a Steelers fan, okay? So I was like, I need you to do this for mommy. Like, each one of my kids has to be one celebrity. And Maggie's like, and Daddy can be Jesus. I'm sorry, wait, what? And she's like, Daddy can be Jesus. And I'm like, why is Daddy Jesus? She goes, with his hair down, he looks like Jesus. What? He's like, wait, what? And I'm like, yeah, wait, Jesus? And she's like, Mom, tell me Daddy doesn't look like Jesus. And I'm like, what picture of Jesus are you looking at? And Mr. Coffee's sitting there looking at me, and I'm like, look, this is your kid. I have no explanation for her. This you. And so she's going on about how Mr. Coffee looks like Jesus. And he's like, I thought I was doing Johnny Depp this year. And I'm like, I don't give a crap what any of you do. I don't even like going trick-or-treating. It's cold. I have to walk around. I don't really get any candy, which is why I take the candy tax, because if I have to walk around, I'm getting something out of it, okay? Which is funny because here in North Dakota, I don't know if they do it anywhere else, but here in North Dakota, a lot of people will buy like the little bottles of liquor, like those little tiny bottles of liquor, and they will give it to the parents as they're walking around. And I'm like, look, who out here getting turned up while their children are trick-or-treating? Y'all, there are a lot of people around here that get turned up while their children are trick-or-treating. You just walking around seeing a bunch of drunk people with their kids. And I'm like, boy, I sure hope you're not driving. So yeah, we're repping and getting ready for Halloween. We're getting ready for Thanksgiving and like exactly what we want to do. Last year for Christmas, we tried to watch movies. Mr. Coffee slept through most of it, and then I passed out, and then the kids followed suit. So we're hoping this year that we can watch a couple more movies, do more family-oriented things, because everybody in my house is always off doing kind of like their own thing, and I would like to have some Hallmark moments this year for the holidays. I would like for my family to like watch some holiday movies and like make sweet treats and stuff like that. Like I want like Hallmark moments in my house. I need this. I don't know why as I get older, the more and more I'm like, I need these Hallmark moments. I need them. I'm realizing really quickly that my kids are growing up. They're not babies anymore. Minna's graduating high school next year, and come hell or high water, I will make it to that graduation. I don't care what the hell's going on. I will sell a kidney, Mr. Coffee's left nut. I don't give a crap what is happening. I will make it to that child's graduation. So I'm holding back on destashing too much because I'm going to do a massive freaking destash right like a week or two before we leave. I'm going to do a massive destash, and I'm going to make and raise as much money as I can for this trip, so that the whole family can go. Because I already told Mr. Coffee, look, listen, I don't care what your job says. I don't care what your mama says. I don't care what anybody has to say about what is going on or what's whatever. I will not miss that child's graduation from high school. And so Mr. Coffee's like, I wouldn't miss it either. And I'm like, good, glad we're on the same page. So right now we're trying to be a little bit more frugal with our spending, even though I just said I bought trays. Trying to be a little bit more conscious of what we spend so that we can save up money for Minna's graduation and getting the tickets to, I would like to fly. I don't want to drive. Driving is too stressful for me, and I'm getting too old to be sitting in the car for 32 hours with kids and having to stop and hoping that the hotel you booked doesn't have bed bugs and stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not about that life anymore. So I want to fly, and then we'll rent a car while we're there. And we have plenty of places to stay, even including Minna's house, because like her dad lives in a pretty decent sized house. And he's offered to let us stay there. Him and Mr. Coffee get along. So like, you know, it's not a big deal or anything. Like, they don't fight. I don't think they've ever really even had a disagreement. They spend a lot of their time just discussing how crazy I am. And that gets them through. that gets them through. And I'm like, if that's what it takes, you know what? I'll take the L. I'll take the L. It's okay. So yeah. So we have that going on, and it's just the next couple of months are going to be super busy for the family, but that's okay because we love it. We are heading into this holiday season like feet on the ground running, and I'm here for it. So I'm super excited. Are you excited for the holidays? Let me know down in the comments section. Also, when do you start like buying holiday gifts? My kids are getting older, so now I'm at that age. I'm like, what the hell do I buy you? Like, I'm so used to buying toys that now that neither one of them play with toys, I'm like, well, what the hell am I supposed to buy you now? Like clothes? Like you want like a job application or something? Like what am I supposed to buy these kids now? And somebody made mention of like gift cards and like sweatpants, and I'm like, you know what? That's not a bad idea. I'm not gonna lie, that's not a bad idea. Like I would love some sweatpants because it's cold out, so of course I would love sweatpants. So yeah. Boop. Look at that, we got another 2 sections done. Uh-oh. Sometimes I don't put my drills down all the way. I'm feeling something here. There we go. We got another 2 sections done. Let's go. We're about halfway, I want to say. We're making good progress on this. I'll work on it some more over on Twitch and stuff too. So if you haven't joined us on Twitch and you're curious to try, feel free to come over and join us. I go live over on Twitch Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time until whenever I decide to get off, usually about 1 o'clock Central Standard Time. Thursday, Friday, we go live at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and then Saturday, it's usually like 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you've been curious to check us out on Twitch, feel free to come over and join us. We have a blast over there. But with that said, folks, I'm going to get out of here. That's enough jibba-jabba for me. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you guys in my next video. But always remember to stay safe out here in these crafty streets, and remember to be kind to others because you never know what somebody else is going through. Be courteous because it's the right thing to do, and always stay cool. And whether I see you in YouTube land or I see you just on Twitch, either way, I'll see you when I see you. Bye, guys!